Good morning, everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and I want to provide our citizens an update on a deputy-involved shooting that took place earlier this morning in the area of Egret Lake Way. Now, before I start, I want to let you know that all of our deputies that were involved in this incident are safe and uninjured. This deputy-involved shooting is the result of what is often referred to as suicide by cop, and in this case, the subject was successful in getting exactly what he wanted as he put our deputies in harm's way and they were forced to take action. This incident started around 2:46 this morning when a family fled to a nearby neighbor. They were in fear for their life. The neighbor called 911, made our deputies aware of what was taking place. Deputies responded to the residence where the subject was at. As I said, the family had fled to a nearby neighbor. They were safe and sound. Our deputies set up a perimeter at the house. They attempted to de-escalate the situation by talking to the individual on the phone, trying to get him to come outside, trying to get him to come out where they could reason with him and further their investigation. He spoke with them by phone. At one point, he actually said something to the effect of, "It's game over," and then it even shared with one of our telecommunicators that they were going to have to come inside and shoot him. About 3:48 in the morning, he came outside with a gun. Our deputies again attempted to de-escalate the situation, at which time he pointed the gun at them and they were forced to fire. The subject was subsequently pronounced dead at Vieira Hospital. And while my heart goes out to those that are struggling with a mental health disorder, it doesn't give them the right to put our deputies' lives at risk. I've said it before, if you point a gun at one of my deputies, you just guaranteed yourself a trip to the hospital, at the very least, more likely the morgue. Our deputies deserve to go home to their family. These men and women put their lives on the line every day to protect our community. And when someone's committing suicide by cop, they're actually pointing the gun at our deputies, which is what happened in this case, and forcing our deputies to take action and protect themselves. And as unfortunate as it is, our deputies are going to do what they have to do to go home safe to their family. Thankfully, as I said, none of our deputies were injured. They are all currently either with their family or being interviewed by our investigators as our team works this case. Moving forward, we'll be working the full investigation. That'll involve crime scene, it'll involve witness statements, any digital evidence that's available, any type of stuff from the scene. That case will be concluded and presented to the State Attorney's Office for review and evaluation of the action that our deputies took. Unfortunately, our deputies and others around the country are forced to deal with this suicide by cop type scenario, and they again were forced to take action, and they did exactly what they had to do to go home to their families. I'm very proud of them for the way they handled this situation in first trying to completely de-escalate it, spending countless amount of time trying to talk him out of the house peacefully so that it could be resolved peacefully. In the end, their training took over and they did what they had to do to protect themselves, their fellow deputies, and everyone else in that neighborhood. So I'm extremely proud of them and just thankful that none of them were injured. As I said, we'll be conducting a full investigation. It'll be taking quite a bit today, so that area will be impacted by crime scene and some other resources that are in that area. We're not naming the deputies or the suspect at this time. The deputies, as is always our protocol, will be placed on administrative leave, and they again will be interviewed to exactly what took place. That's all I have right now. As you can imagine, it's a very fluid situation, still under investigation. Our team's actively working it. As we get further updates, our PIO, Todd Goodyear, will get that information out to you and also to the media. So as always, thank you for your support of our deputies. Our heart goes out to this family that's impacted and also to the families of our deputies that were forced to deal with this situation.